let's paint Dark Angels. Two recipes, one with Citadel colors and the other one with Vallejo colors. Well, someone asked about painting Dark Angels chapter from Space Marines, and this is my approach. Two recipes. Let's go! Best thing we can do is test the colors with an old mini. I will start with the ones from Games Workshop, where I will follow the colors that they recommend in their guides to paint Dark Angels. To achieve a striking dark green armor, we'll be base coating the miniature with Caliban Green, using a medium-sized brush and applying the paint, very thin paint, very smooth, even stroke, being careful not to leave any bruise marks. Once the base coat is dry, we'll be highlighting the miniature with Warpstone Glow, using a smaller brush. Carefully apply the paint to the edges of the ammo plates and other raised areas. This will create a contrast between the darkest base coat and the brighter highlight, making the armor look more three-dimensional. But not be afraid, never be afraid, because with this technique we'll be able to fix any error at any time. Because we just have to go back to the base color Caliban Green and fix it, so don't worry. Finally, for the armor, we'll be adding some details with Moot Green. This can be used to pop a little bit the corner edges. For this, use the finest detail brush. Be careful not to fully cover the thin line that we painted with Warpstone Glow. It is important to try to get all around all the gaps and edges of the miniature. And the truth is that this recipe that Games Workshop proposes, it works great and has a good result, very good results. Gold. Let's do gold. Easy with Retributor armor and Raglan Fleshade gloss. Remember, for the gold we will use Glossade. I must say again that it does not matter if you go too far on the shoulder pad, because later we can fix it. Chill and enjoy. For the silver, I used Ironbreaker color. On the weapon and the backpack, I gave it a null oil wash. Daka. Love those red old school bolters. So the most intense red I had is Mephiston red. I think it looks great, and after shading it with Carrowbrook crimson, it almost doesn't need to give the lights or anything. For the leather weavings, I use one of my favorite leather recipes. I think I showed this to Hidalgo. Of course, coming from him is a contrast recipe. So after preparing it with a white base coat, we go more funk brown and we light it with tau ochre. This gold. Thank you, Hidalgo. Okay, some detail left and the knee pad, where we can play with the white and the green until we get this effect. The idea here is to paint with very diluted paint, so they don't leave any texture, and we can paint it over and over again and repair any mistake without problem. If we have texture because the paint is too thick, it won't work. So thin the paint. Best I'm doing it with Armageddon dust. Be sure to use old brushes when using this kind of products. And after it was dry, I shaded with Airbrush Earth shade. Already looking great. Now the eye lenses. Easy. Orange dot in the inside part and tiny white dot on the outside. This works great and gives this crystal effect. And well, I'm super happy with the result. I was very afraid that this will look more salamanders, but no, it's totally dark angels. This color scheme works. And remember that the colors I use are the ones that I have. I'm working with what I have. I'm sure there will be better combination to achieve it. And any suggestion in the comments will be great and interesting because we could try it. The base color that I will use for the armor is Luftwaffe Cam Green, which seems very light, but after the inks that we will add to it, it will be a dark like a dark angel. Dark like a dark angel. I thought that blue ink could be very useful and will give us the special iridescent effect. And after now, when we start to finishing with the color, looks like a Trump movie character. After the next step, everything will be more balanced, so don't worry if it looks wrong. Okay, now one of my favorite techniques, tapping. For this process, we will return to Luftwaffe Cam Green and we'll begin to mark those volumes step by step, tapping and with hardly any paint on the brush. For this process, a white brush can be very helpful. I have also seen people using makeup brushes and they work great. Once the volumes have been marked, we add a bit of white to illuminate the green, and we continue with the tapping, but this time more focused and in less space. And our space marine is turning out great. Now I'm gonna give him some of the same blue ink again. And again we return to Escoperna Green. Okay, again and again, because compared to the other recipe, this one seems more elaborate, but perhaps it's easier to achieve the result with this one. so you have to look in the balance. For the bolter rifle, I start with a burnt red as the base, which can then brighten up with scarlet blood and finish it with a little bit of orange. But the idea in these recipes are they are viable and to be able to tackle a painting project with many miniatures, so don't worry about the oranges. For the base, I used AK concrete cement and painted with Cheetah's orange, which combines very well with the green. I really like it. And whoa, it has also been great, this recipe. For this one I had more freedom to choose the colors. I did try and experiment a little bit, so it was a little bit more fun for me. And I really love those bluish shadows that give the miniature some kind of added value. Yes, those bluish shadows are great. Very happy with this too, and I could say we could use another paint, but I'm using the paints I have, and this is my approach. I think it works, or maybe the theory about putting some blue shades in the shadows, that I think was really cool and works great. So, a brief summary of the two recipes and the main colors, so you don't forget. And always we can improve the painting a little more. We can choose one hero of our army and do a little bit more work on it. And these only have to be like giving more lights and contrast. Just to using the base colors, but doing it with thin glazes, so we can apply some lights to the greens and try to represent some reflection. So we go where the light will hit more directly, and always be careful. I always be careful not to go full salamanders here. So I did go more for the white than the yellow when illuminating those greens, so it doesn't go salamander. And for our other friend, I just added a little of turquoise green oil paint, and this made the difference, really. But remember, just applying it on the shaded areas. And this worked great. Just a little bit of turquoise green, remember. I like oils a lot because always puts the color saturation, and you don't have to do fancy things or long processes to achieve great results, great saturation on the miniatures. I really liked the combination of the Martian soil with Cheetos. So I painted the other one also with orange, and because they combine so well, the orange with the green. I think they work great. And you? Which one do you like most? Please leave a comment with your thoughts. If I had to choose one of these, I will choose the Citadel color miniature. I think it's easier to paint it, but my conclusion really will be that the best way is to combine both of these worlds and take the best of each. That will be the best. Join forces. Which one is your favorite? Please leave a comment, and I hope this to push you to paint your own Dark Angels. Now they are in the meta. And if you like it, please consider subscribe and share it with your friends. It helps a lot. And thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.